and the chess is underway. We see the handshakes between the 2018 World Championship players there. Magnus Carlsen about to make his first move against Fabiano Caruana, currently ranked world number 1 and number 2, and he starts with knight to f3. Are we going to see a reti? I thought I saw a knight f3 there.
Pretty sure we saw a knight come out as well. It looks like this is actually a board from another game. This is the board between Wesley So and Maxime.
Shocking, right? We see a Grunfeld. It must be Maxime.
Yeah, it's not Fabi here. We don't see his hands moving. He's not making the moves. But yeah, cagey start there. It looked like neither player ready to start the clock. Neither player in a rhythm. Magnus makes a move and Fabi took a while to respond.
I'm just wondering, we saw our gang in Toronto make some predictions. Do you think Fabi and Magnus had their ears on what was going on there?
That was definitely awkward because you could hear them be like, fuck Fabi, Magnus. They wanted to lower their volume because they didn't want the people to be upset with them. And Fabi and Magnus, they're professionals. They've been going at it for a long time, specifically against one another. The 2018 World Chess Championship came down to Rapid. They drew all their classical games, and then in the Rapid, that was where Magnus was able to separate himself for a second World Championship in a row. This is not their board. We will switch to the Magnus and Fabiano game as soon as we can, but this looks like the Wesley So is Maxime Vachier-Legrand board.
And there we got the players. It was definitely a knight f3. Both these players with back-to-back victories on day 1. And Fabi almost did topple Magnus in the world number 1 rankings back in 2018. He was just 2 points behind him. What do you think is Fabi's match strategy coming in today?
Well, I think it appears at least that he's trying to be solid with black. He will try and strike with white. Fabi's so well prepared. He's known for his openings. He showed us that yesterday. He's been showing us for years now already. But yeah, I think as long as he can survive the openings, he will believe Queen b4 is a mouse slip. They're playing over the board, of course. It's an error there. He did play queen takes pawn on c4, of course. But yeah, if Fabi can survive the opening, I think he'll gain in confidence. He's a very brand new Fabi, of course. His rapid skills have just grown exponentially over the last few months.
It's been amazing to watch how Fabi's speed chess has transformed this year, and he has been on fire. Now, back in 2018, it did go into tie breaks. What are the chances this match going into an Armageddon?
Well, I think the fans want me to say 100%. They want to see Armageddon. It is very fun. But truthfully, little separates these two. We've seen that in some of their head-to-head clashes. I think David makes a good point that it's not just classical, but also rapid and blitz where Fabi has improved.
best player in the world, but Robert, that's quite debatable. The year that Fabi's had, if we stick to 23, he could be the best player in the year just this year. What a performance he's had.
Yeah, what a performance, and it's really instructive how he's holding this position. Fabi's body language looks very stoic right now. He's just keeping his pieces active. Look at that black rook. It's just annoying white. It's just a nuisance piece. Looking at the second rank, looking at white's f-pawn, giving any checks anytime the white king pokes its head out. Black's bishop kind of poised perfectly as well, blocking pawns, attacking pawns. Yeah, Fabiano, this is one to learn from this game from both sides.
And there is a 50-move rule in chess. If no pawns are moved and no pieces are captured, and the game ends as a draw. So the arbiters, they're going to have their jobs laid out for them on site. And it looks like, well, that king has a job now. The white king, instead of passively sitting protecting pawns, it's out in the open. That could scare Fabi. We'll see if he's able to continue holding Magnus off.
Yeah, Robin, you mentioned the 50-move rule. The last time there was a pawn push or a capture was move 49. So Magnus has to make progress by move 99. Look at the move counter on the top left hand of your screens. We're now at move 83. He has to
It's reset.
push a pawn before we get to 99. It's reset, 50 more moves before that becomes relevant again. And the f-pawn pushing forward does cause Fabiano some concern maybe. And he's going for the h-pawn.
And can you actually protect the h-pawn now? It looks like Magnus moved his rook, and the h-pawn is going down, and with the h-pawn falling, maybe white will push the pawn, but black can sacrifice his bishop for the pawn. Just for everyone out there, you may be new to chess, it is a theoretical draw. Rook and knight versus rook. That is a well-known draw, especially for players of this caliber.
And that bishop on h4 really nicely placed there. It's taking away so many key squares from white's knight to jump into to create any mating net around black's king. And Fabi playing really confidently. He's playing fast, he's making all the right moves, and that is a forced rook trade. And with that, a check comes in. Is he gonna just trade everything and bishop takes knight, rook takes rook, king takes rook?
Well, bishop takes knight, rook takes knight is probably what
But
caused
it's not.
Fabi some concern, but it was going to be a draw regardless, and now we see it.
King pawn ending, but black gets the opposition. This is going to be played out. And Magnus there, he sighs. He's not happy, but I think it was just impossible to get anything more in position. It's a draw. This one ends in a tie, just like every classical game did between these two in the 2018 World Championship. And I think Fabi is a happy man.
Well, he played great defense. I mean, he did not break. There were moments there where things could have gone wrong for him, but the Fabi we've seen in 2023 is a man who is not very mistake-prone, very few errors throughout the year, and the confidence that you talked about, we saw it on full display in that game.
And Robert, you and I were having this discussion before the start of the broadcast today. Do you think that Fabi actually has been the best player